right, let's talk about the weakest position on the Detroit Lions. A lot of people think it might be the receivers, the linebackers. Let's talk about it. Appreciate the love, support. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. Subscription, PayPal link there as well too. Obviously, the best one to donate. Thumb the video, share the video. If you ain't subscribed, share the video, right? But I really think people talk about the receivers, but you got Tyrell Williams, Rashad Perriman, Quintez Cephas, Saint Radamaya. It's not big names, and I think without big name receivers, I think you got to have a quarterback or a run game that make it good. And we think the Lions are going to have a pretty good run game. It's kind of been the lead on the run game for a while. Even though Reggie Bush rushed for 1,000 yards, it didn't seem like he ran for 1,000 yards. Okay. I think James Stewart was the last one to actually run for 1,000 plus yards, and it probably looked like it. Remember, he came from Jacksonville and they signed him, but I think continuing on, I think the receivers are kind of there's not enough it's not a lot of emphasis on the receivers, okay? Because you still got Hockenson and Swift. I think as far as talent in the passing game, I think there's more talent with Swift, Hockenson, Santa Monica, Cephas stepped up on the outside and the inside last year. Tyrell Williams, Rashad Perriman, was it Victor Bolden, whatever his name is. I think there's more talent there. I think as far as the linebackers, what helped them out is that they smush like an Oreo between two talented groups. Say what you want to say about the safeties. I think the lack of production there is because the system that the Patriots run. You see what Minkah Fitzpatrick, he left Miami in that New England scheme with Brian Flores, and he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers to become perhaps one of the best safety in the league. So with the safeties accident in that defense, just gets too much. I think Aaron Glenn is going to simplify things. I think he's going to run an offense that's going to be conducive to what they do and better than what they do. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it. I think that's the great thing about it is, they smush. The defensive line is young. They're going to keep them protected. When you're talking about or Levi, Aline, Michael Brockers, everybody else, Panisi, Hand, you got, the defensive line got to keep the linebackers clean. And then you talk about the stand-up ends, the outside linebackers. I'm really talking about the interior. I'm talking about other than Jamie Collins, who you got that's going to cover. Alizone, you got Derek Barnes, who's more on-the-ball linebacker. You don't have somebody that's going to get in the middle of the field in coverage or take somebody one-on-one and knock their dick in the dirt or defend them, or somebody going to stop Gronkowski or stop Travis Kelce. That's the biggest issue right there, is that the Lions don't have that coverage linebacker. I think as far as stand-up linebackers, I think eventually they'll be already got a Cora. They still can bring in Melvin Ingram, Romeo. I think they athletic enough to stand up and go head hunting. I think they good enough to stand up and go fetch lunch. Because I think they good enough to go out there and do what they got to do. Okay, as far as everybody else, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Alizone and Barnes can be better in coverage. Barnes is a guy that's gonna rush. He just smaller. He's not your prototypical big, long defensive and outside linebacker. So hoping for him to come in and improve in coverage is gonna be solely based on the coaching staff and his potential. And we don't know if his potential is good enough to stand up and go hunting. So no, that's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. Can somebody step up and be better in coverage? Because as far as the defensive ends, I think it's potential there. Even with Trey Flowers standing up, I think this is last year being in Detroit, unless he show his ass off. Okay, but as far as the group. I just think the receiving group, the pass catching group got better talent. I think the linebackers, as far as the interior linebackers, they have no talent. I don't think talent exists there. No, that's my opinion. I don't think the talent exists. A lot of people can have their own opinion about it, but I don't think the talent exists. Okay, just my personal opinion. But I think, you know, with Jamie Collins, he didn't look too good last year. Excuse me, I'm sweating my ass off. I gotta give me a fan down here, man. Another fan broke. But I really don't think the talent is there in the interior, other than Collins, and Collins didn't look too good last year. So I mean, overall, I think they need help in the interior, and there's not a lot of it's not a lot of interior help out there at the linebacker position. So really, you know, them going to a 3-4, the weak spot is the linebacker core. The weak spot is them being able to cover Kamara's and Kareem Hunt's out the backfield. That's the big issue, man. I think that's the number one issue that they're going to have is covering backs out the backfield, covering tight ends. But then again, this is why people project the Lions not to win so many games, because there's so much so much of a hole at depth and lack of talent in the middle. That's probably their weakest talent position. As far as depth, they got depth at D-line, they got depth at O-line. And really got depth at cornerback, and really you just need star power and more depth at the other positions. You know, but that's on them. You know, they got to find linebackers next year. And, you know, had Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia did a better job at scout linebackers, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But they need Lawrence Taylor. You know, so remember he was all pro and outside and middle. Need that Ray Lewis, that Brian Urlacher. But we'll see. And also you got Tavai. So Tavai got to be their hope. I think he's better on the edge though, off the ball. I mean on the ball, but we got to see what happens with Tavai. If Tavai can get it together, I mean, that changed everything. You still need depth there. The chance of Tavai getting it together and, you know, Alazone and everybody else behind them providing depth is slim to none. But I mean, we'll see, man. But I think linebacker core is the one that worries me the most. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, all the social media links in the description. Twitter's the fastest way, then Facebook, then Instagram. All links there. Facebook group link there as well too. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJGood313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. Don't forget, check my main channel out. Mercy Sports Talk right here on YouTube. One time for the one time. Peace. Goodfellas Sports TV right here on YouTube. Mercy Sports Talk. Peace. All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers. So make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing just strictly on the Pistons thing. You know, I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace.